Hi, my name is Shane Wang. Our group will be focusing on contributing factors that can increase one's likelihood of heart diseases, specifically sugars sweetened beverages. I will be introducing the background of the research. Through the past 3 to 4 decades, there has been a rise in sugar intake, with it contributing to the rise of the obesity and diabetes epidemic. According to the 2010 and 2011 National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey, through an in-person and on-phone follow-up survey, about 50.6% of US adults consume at least one sugary drink on a given day, and 23.9% of sugary drinks at least once a day. Sugary drinks contain many additives, such as sugar, sucrose, fructose concentration, artificial sweeteners, and most importantly, fructose that comes from sucrose. Because we rarely consume fructose by itself, the major source of fructose in our diet comes from fructose containing sugars, mainly in the form of added sugars. Added sugars are sugars that have been added to food and beverages during processing and preparation. Because fructose is absorbed much more quickly, there is an increase of the production of lipids in our body, with previous studies showing that going to college can be a critical period for unhealthy behaviors and habits, and which can include choosing sugary drink rather than water. It is important to see how much students are exactly consuming. In a study done on undergraduate students from the University of Arkansas of Little Rock, a total of 265 participated in their anonymous survey. After analyzing their data, men reported consuming more sugary drinks than women. About a third, or 34%, of men also reported consuming 2 or more sugary drinks on the daily. To develop a better and more effective intervention strategy, we did an observational study based on Fresno State students to get an insight on the prevalence of students choosing a sugary drink over water. Our first objective we focused on was Fresno State students would choose a sugary drink over water. The second objective would be more males and females will consume sugary drink.
Hello, my name is Heidi and I did method and procedure. For our research paper, we did a qualitative research. We formed a hypothesis with 2 objectives. 1, college students will consume sugary beverages rather than water on Fresno State campus. 2, more males and females will consume sugary beverages. To gather our data, we did an observational study. Our observational study was done at Fresno State campus. To be specific, Taco Bell and The Bucket. We chose these 2 locations because they had a refreshment machine on campus and it was easier to count the number of students consuming sugary sweetened beverages. We did not choose the Student Union food court because it can get overcrowded, making it impossible to track the soda consumption data. Along with that, the refreshment machine is also hidden from sitting at the table while trying to observe. In these 2 locations, we observed the amount of students who purchased beverages. In the refreshment area, there were 2 water and sugary drinks such as raspberry iced tea, tropical lemonades, and sodas. The 4 of us groupmates would be the observers who collected the data on our own convenience. The observation was covert and indirect observation, meaning that the students had no idea we were observing them, giving us the benefit of students behaving in their natural behavior. Through observations, we were able to monitor their actions and gather necessary data for our research. We started our observation on October 17th through November 4th, giving ourselves 3 weeks to gather all our data. Everyone had to observe for at least 1 hour during their time that they went to observe. In total, each had observed for a minimum of 3 hours as a group. 15 hours were done total as a group. Observation varied through the weekdays, such as Monday through Friday. We divided our observations by female and men. We divided females who consumed water and females who consumed sugary drinks. As for the male population, we divided the male population who consumed sugary beverages and the male population who consumed water. When we recorded our data, we plotted it down in a tally sheet. At the end of our observation, we tallied the total number of female students and the total of male students we observed. Our data collection methods did fall above the ethical principles of research because both of our physical settings were at public places on school campus. There was no need for consent or invasion of privacy.
Hi, my name is Carmen Antiveros, and I will be analyzing the data. Our group decided to indirectly observe sugary beverage versus water intake at Taco Bell and The Bucket, located on campus, throughout different times of the day for a 3-week period. Whenever we use the term sugar or sweetened beverage, we are referring to soda, Sobe Life Water, tropical lemonade, and raspberry tea in the study. During this time, we observed a total of 1,102 students getting drinks. Our results show that out of the 588 women who got drinks, 82.8% got a sugary beverage and 16.8% drank water. And out of the 514 men observed, 79.18% got a sugary beverage and only 20.8% got water. I must add that our research may be a little off due to heavy soda machine traffic during lunch and limited views, since we were just observing and trying to be as discreet as possible. We may also have missed a couple of people. This research does not include the fact that there are other types of sugary beverages available on campus like Starbucks and bottled drinks, and the fact that many people bring their own drinks. Overall, 81.3% out of the 1,100 people observed drank a sugary beverage, and only 18.69% drank water. We only observed about 4.6% of the student population at Fresno State at 2 popular locations, meaning that our observations could be off and a little biased to individuals who like to go to the Bucket and Taco Bell. Our results were inconsistent with our hypothesis but consistent with the data we researched. Our hypothesis stated that more males would consume a sugary beverage than a female. What we observed was the opposite. Keep in mind that a large 40-ounce soda has an average of 350 calories depending on what is inside of it. According to the Huffington Post, the average American who consumes sugary beverages usually refills his or her cup 2.5 times, meaning that they are consuming roughly 875 calories just depending on whatever beverage they choose. This does not include the food. This is critical since the daily intake of an average individual should be around 2,000 calories. Daily soda intake could rapidly increase weight, leading to obesity and other complications.
Hello, this is Lucero, and I'm going to be presenting the conclusion of our experiment. Okay, let's begin. Through our research and indirect observation, we concluded that more females on Fresno State campus consume sugary beverages over water compared to males. In our initial hypothesis, we inferred that males would consume greater amounts of sugary beverages than females. However, after conducting an indirect observation and gathering data, our hypothesis was unfortunately proven to be false. Females consume more sugary beverages at higher rates than males did on campus. Even though our research clearly disproved our hypothesis, we did not become discouraged because there were many other great advantages from conducting this study. Not only did we discover the huge problem that we have here on campus with the unhealthy amount of sugary beverage consumption, but we also learned how to conduct a true observational experiment. We learned how to gather raw data without observational bias. Since we conducted an indirect experiment, subjects were not aware of us observing them and thus helped us hold a bias-free experiment. The nature of our experiment gave us the ability to observe our subjects and record them in their natural state without fearing that they might modify their behavior. This was only one advantage and lesson we learned through conducting our experiment among many others. The outcome of our intense research and indirect observations gave us a new insight into our unhealthy habits and the unhealthy habits of other students here on campus. This research experiment also led us to realize that if you are female, you must take extra precautions to avoid falling into an unhealthy lifestyle, because females are more likely to choose sugary beverage consumption over water compared to their male colleagues. This now concludes our presentation, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.